There's me, there's us. There's them. We live in Dorset. So that's me, that's her, that's them. And together we are the Bear Fam.
Hey Bear Fam, how are you? Long time no see. The world has been in turmoil. Well, mine has anyway. I think it's time we caught up, don't you? I think we'll go for a walk. I always talk best when I'm out in the elements. So let's get going. As you can see, it's quite a gusty autumn day in the UK. And yeah. Not too chilly, although it was earlier. Birds still tweeting, doggy's still here. Right, let's go. Right. Now, I think the last time we spoke, Ellie had just left, so to speak. End of the summer, gone up to Horsham to start at a girls' school called Millet. Well, she went there for 3 weeks and then she got COVID. So just prior to half term, she was home with COVID. So having COVID ran into half term. Then there was half term. Then Millet had an inset day on the Monday. So her dad was due to take her back on the Monday, ready to go back to school on the Tuesday. Well, Ellie refused. She decided she'd had enough. She really loved the school. She loved being at the school, but she couldn't cope with not being home. She didn't like living in somebody else's house. She didn't like being sort of feeling like the one single room was her world. It didn't help that over the holidays she tried to contact some of the people she'd made friends with at Millet, and they read her messages but didn't respond. Now, that may sound petty to you and I, but to a teenager, it's quite a big deal. This phrase left me on red only or whatever. Looking hair's looking like God knows what, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so she was quite mortified that they had not responded to her, and decided that she didn't have any new friends and that essentially they were all just acquaintances. Anyway, she refused to go back, so that left us having to re-enroll her at the school where she was before. Her dad has insisted now on being put... No, he hasn't, that's a lie. He's first point of contact for the school anyway. I think my parenting may have failed and my way of doing things wasn't working. I think that's the politest way of putting it. And so I've been sort of put out to pasture. So I just do the home stuff and he now does the school stuff, which is fair enough. I was at breaking point anyway with the daily phone calls and the constant problems. So that's it in a nutshell. It sounds so easy when you put it like that, but trust me, it wasn't. It was a lot of upheaval, a lot of soul searching. She went up for a meeting in the middle of it all and they begged her to stay because they thought she was doing really well and that she was a brilliant student and they really wanted her to stay. Her dad thinks she's turned down the best opportunity in her life she'll ever get. I agree, she's lost an opportunity that was amazing. But I'm more of the opinion she's a young adult now. I mean, I left school at this age and started work. So to me, she has her own mind. Her dad still says she's a child and she needs guidance, which is fair enough, yes. I don't not guide her. But, yeah. We always had different parenting styles, and that was part of where it all started to go wrong in the first place. So, you know, mine wasn't working, and perhaps he's right. You know, I can't argue really. So that's where we're at. She's been there back 3.5 days. She's had a couple of instances where she's sort of stepped out of line, but compared to where she was at, she's gone to every lesson. They've said that she's doing really well. And I guess time will tell. She starts 3 weeks of mocks next week, so that really will be ground zero. That really will tell us where she's at and what her hopes are for next spring and her exams. But I still am of the opinion that, you know, if she doesn't do well, you can retake exams. It's not like, I think her dad almost feels like it's now or never, which is fair enough, you know, but I'm sort of the opinion I'd rather she was happy, balanced, settled, and if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, there's always next year, or the year after, or the year after that. So yeah, gosh, I thought that would take hours to tell you, but it hasn't, has it? I didn't really want to talk about it in the middle of it all, because I would have probably said inappropriate things. There were times I was really angry. Hang on, let me climb this hill and I'll finish this convo in a minute. Rita Covered. There were times when she was up there that the lady who worked at the school that she was living with had to stay behind for meetings and such like. And she rang me, I think it was a Tuesday, could have been a Monday, and she was quite out of sorts. She said she felt really hot and cold. In fact, she'd had an exam that day and they'd sent her out of the exam to get water, and sort of just been a bit concerned about her. She had a bit of a sort of chesty cough. So when she got home, she did another COVID test and it came up positive. She had about, I'd say, 4 or 5 days of feeling rotten. I wouldn't say it was as bad as people I've seen with normal flu. Not as bad as when she had a gallbladder issues, that's for sure. But she felt rotten. So I went up there and got her. 6-hour round trip. Not good. And bizarrely, on the same day, I had a stomach bug. And I had to stop to puke. I don't ever puke. But I had to keep stopping to puke. There was one occasion that I literally pulled to one side and just about got an empty crisp packet at the centre console. Not good. That was the worst journey of my life. 6 hours of feeling like death. Trying to care for Ellie. Trying to drive. Wasn't the best day in the world. So she's had COVID. That's about it, really. It sounds so simple and so nothing-y. But you know me, I go off on one. I'm quite an emotional creature, quite fiery. And I think if I'd vlogged, I would have got into a lot of trouble with some of the things I'd said and the way I felt, and it just wouldn't have been a good scenario, I don't think. So that's the calm, measured version. Thank you to all those of you that have been commenting on my Instagram paintings, actually asking after us and how we are. It's such a, you know, a blessing to have such lovely people in our lives, even though we don't really know you, so to speak. The love and light that you clearly send us is well received. Thank you. I have gratitude for it. So back to normal. Well, ish. Oh, I've got a runny nose, I do apologise. Oh, hello, Mr. Kestrel. Come to visit. Right over my head. Mr. Kestrel. Doing his thing. There, Kestrel there. Do you think he's after Chunky? Go away, he's my dog. You can't eat him. My next dilemma is Christmas. I'd really like to go away. However, sorry, people coming towards me. Ellie's passport has expired, so that would need sorting. I'd need to find dog sitters. Let's go this way. On top of that, there's the COVID issue. I'd really like to go back to Florida, but I don't think I'm going to get a passport on her double. Well, no, I'm not going to get a double jabbed in time. So, I don't know. Plus, it's really expensive over Christmas, isn't it? But after everything that's gone on in the last few months, you know, we haven't had a holiday really in a year. Not that that's a big deal. A lot of people haven't had holidays in years. But I really would like to get us away. You know, Christmas is a bit flat for the pair of us, just the two of us. No family, so to speak. Not on my side, anyway. So I really fancy going away. But it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. No, it's beginning to look a lot like we'll have to go in the UK. And then I think, should we go to Cornwall, see family? Or should we just go somewhere totally away from everything and everyone? Come on, Moo! Then I think a lot of Ellie's life is her social life, and is there any point? And to be honest with you, I'll go around in circles. It used to be a lot simpler when it was just me making the decision for the pair of us. And yes, I know it still is for now. However, she has a very determined mind of her own. as the last month or so has determined quite eloquently. Ugh. So, yeah, I don't know. It's getting a bit close to do anything, isn't it? I don't know where the last month has gone. Well, I know where it's gone. It's gone amongst the school issues and COVID and everything else. I don't know. Time since September, I've lost 2 months. It just seems 2 months of just like that. With her starting school and my anxiety and depression over her going, and then the depression and anxiety over her not going, never satisfied me. Just goes to prove we're never satisfied in life, isn't it? I was miserable when she wasn't here, and there are times that I'm quite miserable when she is here. But I think that's parenting 101, isn't it? That's teenagers for you. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough, and it's probably pretty windy. I'm about to go up to the windier part of the hill, so I'll love and leave you. It was lovely to catch up with you. I hope you're all okay. I know some of you are having difficult times. Shout out to Sherry and Joe, who are having a real shitty time trying to find somewhere to live. Poorly animals, just, you know, it's just shitty for them. They've had health scares, they're having issues trying to find a, you know, disabled home. It's just not been good for them. So if you could all send love and light to Joe and Sherry, I'd be very grateful. Oh, once I've untangled myself from the bush. They were the people that saved me in France a couple of years ago when I ran out of money to get through the barrier. Well, I had the money, but I had the wrong money. It doesn't matter. If you weren't here, you won't know. But just take it from me. They're lovely people who have looked out for me in the past. So, yeah, I dedicate this vlog to Sherry and Joe to send them love and light. And at the end of this vlog, if you could all do the same, maybe it might work and they might actually get settled and get something positive in their life for a change. Right, I love you and I leave you. Thank you for watching. After all this time, I'm surprised anybody watches. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll catch up with you soon. Sooner than before, that's for sure. Sending you love, Betham.